is Jordan Brown. I'm also aka the railroad kind of expert. Kind of learning a little bit of tricks and tips on how to be safe around trains and so many more equipment. Um, a lot of things I wanted to kind of like share about this as we're getting ready to as I get ready to pick up my friend. Um, one of one of which I did a little bit of a post the last couple days, but hadn't really been kind of staying like pretty busy at this time. So, anyways, so today was kind of just one of those kind of like long days, but I don't. I try to get out a lot more and try to like exercise, which is a good thing. So, you know, people have been at, and some people on social media have called me like a fat person, which I don't believe is a good thing. So, kids, if you're experiencing like obesity and everything, don't let people judge you for something because your body mass index kind of tells you how much is required inside your system, and you have to provide like a little more digestive kind of like system. And a lot of people have like get criticized for like something, and I was being a little bit critical with a couple other people. And I think what's really kind of embarrassing and what's kind of really an understatement is because when you're like in the obesity stage, people tell you to eat less. Yes, that would solve temporarily the problems though. Well, Tiger 8 Studios, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you can, everybody. I mean, there's so many things that people like me have just kind of trying to get things taken care of. And my main goal is to focus on losing weight. It's not an easy thing. But if you have someone that you know or that you love is struggling with weight loss, it's not as easy as it looks. There's an alternative solution to fix that. GJ, that's a. What do you mean by that? Like, with the comment that you just said. Sorry about that. So, kind of what really a lot of people say, like, you gotta watch what you eat too, and it's the intake, it's carb intake. I mean, you gotta be careful. A lot of people have done that before, and it can be a real food kind of killer metabolism, or the metabolism killer. Right, Leonard, and exactly, and that's what I've been kind of like trying to prevent is gaining more than what I could have. Well, and here's one thing I think everybody likes to inspire. I do like how we're having smoothies on hand, like especially during the morning. There will be times like I'd like to be able to kind of stay healthy, which is my goal, and I really like how we're trying to stay healthy, trim. I do go to the gym quite a bit, which I do try to go about almost every day. And one of the best things I really am doing is trying to cut back on, sugar and everything. Absolutely, and you're right. That's what I was looking at it too. And yes, you're right. I always hold on. I gotta like fix that technical issue. My bad. Anyways, my friend just texted. Anyways, a lot of the times, like you look at the calorie, the sodium is another thing. You gotta always trust what you're supposed to have and what you're not supposed to have. And I mean, I will, Leonard. I really do appreciate it. And there's like times when I work or whatever, I always stay busy. I stay constantly busy, and I do go to a couple different places out here because I got to pick up my friend from work. There's a lot of things that most people don't get a chance to always. Right. There's times you can use bananas in smoothies. You just got to learn to kind of like do half of it. But you're right. No, I usually go with like the berry mix, mixed berries. I do mix it with a little bit of the bananas. I really do. And like I said, GJ, sorry, I've been kind of staying pretty active the last couple days. A lot of times, like when you're exercising, always go for like 30 minutes. Sometimes it could be up to an hour. And you want to kind of learn to start taking. I gotta definitely look into that too, Leonard. I really do appreciate. As Jay was just pointing out a little bit, some fruits do have sugar in it, but not every single one. Because if you get those kind of juice like flavors, then yes, you would be getting like all that extra vitamins, including in oranges, apples, pineapple, whatever you think it is. Absolutely, and it's really not a bad thing. I really think it's a good one to look up for sure, and I really will check that out. One of my favorite foods I really think I would love to have back is I'm trying to think how I want to say it. That there has been many sorry, I try to drink plenty of water, and it's not always easy to drink like enough water, and you're trying to stay hydrated. But yeah, you're right about frozen mango. That's a really good tip. Another kind of protein I really like is bison, lamb, crab, lobster, you name it. Even fish is a really good thing. I know everybody doesn't always like fish, and I get it. I like mahi, tilapia. Cod is another good one. Sorry about that, guys. I was in a spotty area. Yeah. I eat like deer meat. I'll eat like ground turkey. I could eat turkey bacon, turkey sausage. That's one of the most healthiest things I like. Yeah, if you look it up for sure. Look it up bison. It's really good. It's got a good flavor. I always say like the sandwich buns can kind of be a real metabolism. Bread can sometimes contain sugar, a little bit more grain, but I stick to grain rice. Whole grain rice is really good. I could do like Spanish rice, which actually isn't too bad. I always mix it with some tuna, a little bit of chicken, you name it. So, hold on one second, guys. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, go ahead with the weight loss trick there, Jay. Go ahead. I do apologize, but I was listening to like. Yeah, absolutely. If you ever work around again, absolutely, definitely be for sure. I was kind of hearing that I've been a rideshare driver. I usually kind of try to stick to something that's healthy. Right. You know, and you're right. it's just one of the things I really like. I drink coconut water. I actually can eat nuts, which are a good protein source. Excuse me about the hiccups. I do apologize for the hiccups. So, talking about like the weight loss too, and it's really, really good. I always try to exercise for like 30 minutes or better, so like close to an hour. But yeah, that is definitely one of my favorite things I want to do. And a lot of times I'll either get a few of these like another thing I really like is hummus. I'll do something that's good for my health, which is really good. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Sorry about that, Nathaniel. I didn't get a chance to check that out. I'll read that here in a little bit. So, people have asked like, what's the best thing to have on hand? It's like, I can eat shrimp too, and there's nothing wrong with that. If it's cooked perfectly well, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. I can eat grilled. I can eat blackened pepper chicken or whatever, or have like a glaze on the top. So anyhow, today was just kind of nice. I got to go do some swim. Right. No. Absolutely. You're absolutely right about that, Jay. I'll definitely look into that. Another really good thing is coconut water is good. And has everybody ever heard of Body Armor? I always get those every now and then. I drink those like it's kind of like a Gatorade, but there are many of these things I drink that are like zero sugar, well, low, and there's like low calories, which is good. And I try to stay close to losing more weight, and I'm actually going to try to go more to the gym and do some swimming as well. I stay active a lot. I try to, which is really good. I had and the greatest thing I really think most people don't get a chance to is like they're when people are diabetic, you always want to go with the best diet you can go to, and it's like I can eat like corn, I can eat peas. I'm not a big green bean kind of person. That is true. But even I'll take like earlier today I took some omega-3, and one of the things I like to do too is try to like stay active as much as possible and try to like stay fit. I'm also gonna try to maybe go do some fun stuff with some kids out here, just kind of have some fun. Golf is one of my favorite sports. It keeps me active. I bowl, and I got to help with the summer games this next weekend here in Columbus. So the the one funny thing about it too is I always want to, because I don't want to cheat or anything, and I will admit there's just so much stuff going on that you just can't always like cheat on a diet. None. You want to be very careful with that, and there's just no room for error. I wouldn't be surprised too, because there has been a lot of good foods I prefer to have like in my system are protein related, which is not bad. Oh, of course. I mean, you gotta remember, even like doing all the heavy weights, all these like lifting weights and everything, that's actually not a bad thing. You just have to kind of like commit to yourself a little bit more as as you progress. A lot of times, like for people like me, because I always want to focus on losing more weight than anything else in the world. And another really good example is where even when you're hungry, you're going to feel satisfied with one helping of a simple meal. And I think that's what really kind of helped a lot with the losing weight process, or the weight loss process. But yeah, and I mean, you know, as you guys have talked about it, there's never a wrong thing to really do, because you gotta always pay attention to what you eat, and you always want to stick to something that's good for you. I always go with the bison, mostly because I mean it's pretty much healthy. Yeah, that is true. I do drink a lot of water. I only skip like 1, maybe 2 meals every day. Yeah, usually eating is not a bad thing. I always stick to protein, Snippy. If you look at it too, I drink coconut water. I'll drink something that's really good though. I usually am very, very careful with that. I do drink a lot of water, so that you're absolutely right. And I do try to drink like as much water as I can. I always want to make sure that I'm getting like enough hydration, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, you're right about that. And you don't have to just stop eating. I could skip like a meal, which isn't actually bad. But you also want to do it in moderation, where you want to cut back, you want to hold back on things, because sorry, that was the rumble strips on the shoulder. So take it from the point. I really do like how I do it. And it just, you always want to make sure that you're always taking care of your body first. Your body will thank you. And that is just the fact that most people like us have always been sometimes kind of overdoing things. And that's just the beginning. One main good reason why people are doing that, because they need to learn to supply the nutrients that they have. Carbs are what you do after like working out, like at the gym. You got to be careful with those. You always want to like take care of your body first, and your body will thank you later on. And it's just like there's no like stopping that. And one really good thing I do ever remind myself about, I do ever make some good fruit salads though. Fruit is always good, and it's one of the healthiest main groups you could ever find. I've always wanted to eat healthy as best I can, and I really do make another good protein I always heard are eggs. Eggs are the number one nutritionist specially recommended meal to have. Now, have you ever heard of a turkey kielbasa? That stuff's really good. You can make it in soups, you can make it in like noodles. And I think that's what's really amazing. It's just, you know, you got to try like something new for a change, and try new different kind of healthy food habits, because you want to get the old habits away, which is not very easy. But you're right. It just comes naturally. I do appreciate it, Leonard, and like I said, I'll probably catch trains later this week. Maybe this weekend. I'm probably not sure, but I might go to either towards Marion or I want to go towards Canova, West Virginia. I haven't decided where to go yet. I go to another location that really is inspiring. No, that was my fault. Hi, Sean. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. So, in regards to that, I always want to focus on, staying healthy. And one of the main food groups I really like is having a little bit of grain. That's always good to hear, Sean. If you check on some of the videos, I'll do video games. Even playing video games, even after a workout, could sometimes relieve the stress. It can be stimulated, but try to limit that for a little while on just any typical day. I really wish I could I could get a chance to do this kind of work. But when you're an Uber driver, it's hard to sit around and not do anything. I try to get up and walk around. Ooh. Oh, for Phillies baseball? Waiting for that one there, Sean. Home of the Philadelphia Phillies. So you're originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I could take. Oh, that'll be good. I think here in a little bit I'll probably let you guys take a look at some of the shots I'm gonna have. Today was a work week, so hey, I've been a sports fanatic for a long time, and I really think I could get used to that. So, and during that work week, I still look at this as a chance to just being around, the community. And right now, I'm just kind of putting things on hold for now until then. But I do go to the gym, which is nice. I do like walking around the neighborhood. I always wanted to be like a dog walker, walking dogs or whatever, and just be almost like a trainer. But yeah, during the course of the time, I usually either hold that off for now until later that week. I will say this. Oh, the Toronto Blue Jays. They must be playing at Toronto. Hey, good luck to the Phillies out there. I will say, even these trains that are coming through on the corridor, right? They haven't been the best team for a while. If you haven't looked up some of the videos I post, even when it's early in the morning, I get a lot of requests, but there's just so much to do. But that's just me. So mostly everybody knows how to do their job, which therein lies kind of a lot of things. I've been a Reds fan. I've been most of my family had always rooted for the Pirates. But anyways, you do have a good point there, Dale. Especially if you're Dale from King of the Hill. Well, most of the time. As we're looking above, there just went a straddle tanker. Did anybody catch that shot of the straddle tanker landing? I sure did. Now we just gotta wait at the light. And when you're driving on the road, always carry a dash cam. I wish I could do that. Yeah, but I mean, I'm driving my car. It's the SUV. I'm right behind the guy in the Tahoe. It's all good. But anyhow, today was kind of, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So we'll see if we get, there might be a truck coming out just now. We'll see. I worked in a, if you looked at where that plane was, you're fine, Sean. You were pretty close. So this location right down here is like most people tend to speed through here. They always say like you gotta go 15, but I'm letting this driver go past me. I don't want him to kind of like cause a speeding habit. But most people tend to speed down this part of the road, or part of the drive down here. Oh, sorry, I gotta adjust the camera, focus on it. But if you look carefully around here, it's a great place to work, but I always heard it like just gets. And of course I got another guy that's coming right behind me. I'm surprised, but still. They gotta fix that kind of like pothole / sinkhole. It's the last thing you want to do. Most drivers will kind of do it, but I'm gonna let this guy pass. So anyways. You know what they always say? Oh, it is. Crazy people, you are right. And some people even don't stop for a stop sign. Should have learned to stop at a stop sign. Which is right here in that corner. But anyways, my friend is hard being picked up anyways from work, but it's not because you don't see it. Of course. See if YouTube will let me. Oh, you gotta take your time. Across the way, all alone. I can see it in your eyes, girl. We've got to. So, anyhow, Cincinnati, we got a team right here in town. Ain't gonna ever let us down. Who they? I'll grab a song here in a minute. Hola, señor. Good to see like everybody out here. Thanks, everybody. Alright, guys. CSX Rail fan, welcome. Thank you, Sean, for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Sorry, I've been kind of hitting a little bit on and off. But anyways, I'm getting ready to actually a little bit of work. So sorry if I haven't been able to respond lately. So anyways, dropped the... Yeah, I definitely understand that. Not to worry. Sometimes, we all have our moments. So, if you haven't already checked out the channel, though, I do have quite a few videos. Double lows, 00. You do make a good one out of that. I will give you props for that. What is going on with drivers these days? They don't know how to like drive out here. Eesh. Man, I feel like this traffic is like crazy. Anyways, Hey, you gotta love it. Hey, I will give you that. That's for sure. That's a good joke right there. I will tell you that. Of course. I'll definitely take a look at that later on today. So today was kind of a slow kind of week. I will say that. Yeah, these are like the regular houses here on housing development, just on the outside of town. This is part of between Columbus and Canal Winchester, I think. Somewhere in the vicinity. I do too, thanks. For sure, double lows. Here in Columbus, Ohio. What's going on with this traffic today? Really? Don't ever catch a break. Yeah, I will. And I think I got a cat. And I think I got a break. Sweet. Hey, you can't beat that. The stars are bright. Or the stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas. Pee Wee. Pee Wee Herman. Wait, it's Pee Wee. Everybody liked watching Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. I kind of believe it. I try to have some fun with that. I try to have a good time with everybody. Out here in Columbus, here in Ohio right now, my car is registering 86 degrees. It is 86 degrees. So it'll be about almost into the 90s. Well, sort of. Ugh, I need to let the sun sink in. I feel like I got like a little bit too much sun for a couple of hours, but anyways. Who knows? Yeah, it's actually not bad. What's the temperature where you're at, double O's? Double Loso, I think that's how I pronounce that. I was like, I got it. Kind of varies. A lot of fun stuff. I've done a lot of athletic activities. Kind of go to like some special events, including going to like a barbecue or something. One-eye traffic light. One's burned out. The other one is still working. It's a one-eyed. You know, I will tell you. Right now, I mean, the temperatures are going to start rising here pretty soon. I think the next couple days. It's supposed to go to like close to the 90s, but anyways. Right now, just trying to have her figure out. Just trying to stay nice and cool. Try to be like in the shade more, but like I said, I mean, this weather's just been pretty good. But I hear we're gonna get some rain maybe in Waco, Texas. Can't go wrong with that. Let's see. Well, today just I am close. Well, in Cleveland we do have Lake Erie, kind of sort of like a beach. I'm more closer to like closer to lakes mostly, but bodies of water, I think. Pretty close. Especially the Phoenix boys. Welcome to Phoenix. It's Pinal County. Hey, don't get pulled over by Officer Frank Slope. He's one of the traffic unit members. I mean, hey, just remember, if you follow the rules of the road, you'll be good. Don't get pulled. Nice. Can't go wrong with Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. There's times I go out there every now and then. But in the wintertime, it gets pretty brutal. Hey, nothing wrong with that. That's for sure. It's like, I'm dead. Well, you got to remember, isn't Phoenix what, Maricopa County or is it Pinal County? Just curious. I forget. I always forget that. If you watch Fridays with Frank, look up his channel too. You'd be surprised. Maybe tonight I'll probably do another special little special edition of the video game series. Maricopa County. Isn't that where Pinal County does that too? They do Maricopa as well. Now location I forget if they did, but I wasn't sure. I gotcha. I always wanted to go visit there. I really do. But anyhow. But always remind everybody, watch your speeding. Anything you can. You know, they have laws, you know. I've watched everything about Frank Slope. He's funny. Who here has ever heard of Frank Slope? The deputy, that is. The deputy traffic unit member. He's part of the Pinal County Sheriff's Office traffic unit. Don't be running it. Yeah, nope. He ran it all right. Which bus stop are you thinking of? Oh, where I'm at? No, not yet. There's probably going to be some going through, but anyways. Down here we get, down here in Columbus, Ohio, they get COTA, which is Central Ohio Transit Authority out here in Columbus. They run this area quite a lot. That's actually not bad. No, I definitely was just kind of looking at it. If I'm around tonight, I'll let you guys over take a look at this next video, or take a look at the railroad. I was working as a transportation crew transport driver back in the last couple of years, but I ended up leaving because one of the crew members thought I was almost getting them killed because I was trying to find an access road to pull off to, and it's hard to find access roads. Orange fire hydrants. Huh. I didn't even see it. Sometimes there's always things going on that you never know. Somebody left their vehicle abandoned. Oh well. So if you take a look at it carefully, see that white sign over there? That's the COTA bus stop right there. There's usually some orange fire hydrants. There's always red. Sometimes there's blue ones. I haven't really There goes one of the law enforcement officers. He's going through. But anyways, some of them will have a nice little bus stop location. It usually kind of helps making sure where they're at. So anyhow, This section is Winchester Pike and Gender Road in Canal Winchester. Some of them do, yes. That's part of the Columbus Division of Police. They do encounter down here in Canal Winchester, so they work with other township fire departments and also police departments are like everywhere. Their headquarters is in just in downtown. Like, yeah, they'll have like where it says the police on and everything, and then there goes the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. So the Sheriff's Office usually kind of does their patrol out here too. Now the one thing when you come around here, if you're ever visiting here in Ohio, which city? Oh, here in Columbus. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, they've had to encounter with murders. They had to encounter with traffic accidents, domestic violence, you name it. Kind of varies, really. So right now we're just kind of like playing the waiting game at this time, since we're getting ready to actually head back over to back to town here. So yeah, there's nothing like wrong with that. I really get to enjoy this kind of like peaceful community, but also be mindful too. Watch for other drivers too, because they do come flying. So, anyways, most of yeah, they just they're around in a couple other places. If you're ever around in a couple of locations out here, but in Lancaster, it's pretty small. It's not bad. Down to like the boonies, you'll go to like County, which is just south of where I'm at. Some of them, yes, we do have a bypass that kind of goes all the way to part of the different city locations. We have a place called Rockbridge, or if you ever come to Ohio sometime, check it out. You'd be actually surprised. Some of this, yes, but some of it, no. Some go all the way to Columbus. If you're ever around here, there's always something waiting to happen. But anyways, I looked at a couple times, like even people kind of go flying by, like they're like, I'm standing still. Excuse me. Anyways, so the next road coming up along there, this is the city of Pickerington, which is kind of like the village. It's small. It doesn't get. Ooh, I never heard of that before. I have not. I've not. Didn't hear about that name before. I gotta do a little research about that. So, if you look into this like small little town though, but it has grown so much. The one place everybody likes to go out of state, not just here in part of Ohio, but some tend to live around Buckeye Lake, which is a lake, and it's really true. We have a special kind of reservoir for Owl Creek Dam Reservoir in Columbus. I didn't even know that. I need to look him up. I have to look it up. But here in Ohio, it's always like, it's peaceful too. But when you go into the west side of Columbus, like the hilltop, look it up on Google Maps and look up the hilltop location in Columbus. That's one of the most dangerous spots to ever be in. And I will tell you, it's not pretty. Now I kind of have to look up his name though. Yeah, there's a nice looking dent on the back bumper of the pickup truck, and he's got a temporary tank. Why not? Both. They had to do like a raid in a couple different houses. They had to shut that down. The last like two decades, I think. They've been doing a lot. We're gonna go ahead and fall behind this guy so we can stay ahead of the traffic a little bit. So see that like dent on that bumper though? The hilltop is on the west side of Columbus. If you look it up around there, it's a really, really, really scary area to kind of like be around. But they won't like, they'll only do like cause like a lot of harm. But sometimes there are so many things like you just don't want to be around there. In Columbus, there's always something waiting to happen. I don't know, Jay. I have heard rumors that it could be Florida. I don't think Edmonton's going to win, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We shall wait and see. You could be right, though. But let's wait and see what tomorrow will look like. I wouldn't be surprised. Oilers get lucky, though. I can't stand Connor McDavid for some reason. I really can't. So, food choices I usually try to kind of like right back. That was a lot of riders on motorcycles. They got to be careful out here. I wasn't sure if he was going to like, but he's already like on the move all the way down. Excuse me. Anyways. Yeah. Kind of like a cuckoo. But he's, I'll tell you, everybody hates McDavid. I understand that. But anyways, I'm gonna check it out around here. But it's good to have see like everybody this week. But state troopers will probably hide in a nice little lookout location out here along this route. We get a lot of requests back and forth, but yeah, it doesn't happen very often. So. But yeah, we'll see what just like that. It's been one of those things that you just gotta stay strong at it. That's for sure. Especially a business route. Every now and then I go like, now the highway on the left, that's the bypass. That takes you all the way to Hocking County into Athens, going towards another college town in Athens, Ohio. A lot of people actually do come from out of state, but most people tend to come here just to do the college work. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, guys, it's been really fun getting to kind of interact with a lot of people here today. But I get it. It's absolutely trash though. I'm actually going to try to maybe even go for my CDL. So we'll see what the future holds for me. I actually might try to become a truck laborer. I don't know. Today was just kind of one of those days that maybe there's a chance for me to do it. I won't know 100% sure until I do go for my CDL. I would be most happy and most surprised, but anyways, I hope you guys are having a great start to the day and evening if you're ever around in this area. Oops, sorry, rubble strips. So sorry guys, that had to be the rubble strips. Anyways, I will be back later tonight. I'm going to do another segment video here. And you guys are always more than welcome to join. So, until we ever meet sometime on the high iron, this is Jordan saying so long for Columbus, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, and hey, enjoy this wonderful work week. See you guys later.